Hey there friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and today I want to check out the full skill tree breakdown for Vex the Siren in Borderlands 4. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play the game yet, so I have to rely on Rex Gaming to showcase this, which I appreciate, and I will link their original video in the description down below. But Vex looks to be my first main when the game does drop. It's between her and Eamon, to be honest. Those look like absolutely awesome characters. So let's see what they have in store. It's going to include all the action skills, perks, augments, etc. And I really can't wait to be summoning all of my little minions to wreck the battlefield.
Hey guys, it's Paradise and welcome to
a Reaper and a Spectre
video, and this one is exciting as we're taking a look at the new Siren Vault Hunter, Vex's skill trees, action skills, augments, upgrade options, and all that juicy stuff so we can get an in-depth look at this new character. Drop a like below if it helps you out, and comment any questions that you can think of about this new Vault Hunter, and a big thank you to 2K for inviting us out to try the preview of this game. We only got to play a couple hours, so we didn't get to try out everything in the skill trees, but we did record them so we could take a look at all the possibilities.
The wings look very sick.
Skill trees, I just wanted to point out, as you can see, they have changed. Each action skill has its own skill tree as before, but they are much larger now with more splitting paths.
I like that a lot.
2 to 3 times bigger.
A lot more skill tree depth.
Options per tree than before, so there's some good depth here. So what I'm going to do is have the skill trees rolling in the background so you can get a full look at literally everything in each slot. And we'll start with the Here Comes Trouble tree, which is for the Phase Familiar action skill.
Alright, let's pause this and read. Vex is joined by our minion Trouble. When killed, Trouble will respawn after a cooldown. You can teleport Trouble, dealing damage in an area. Trouble then transforms into a badass, fully restoring health and gaining increased damage for a duration. Activating Phase Familiar will respawn Trouble if currently dead. So, and then you can see all the different cooldowns there.
This is pretty cool as it gives us an active
I like this a lot.
Trouble.
Yo, if I can summon dogs in the game, I'm gonna do it. It's one of my favorite things to do for sure.
A panther, and you can even
or a panther, either way.
You
can pet it. Yeah, let's go.
And then you have your active skill on top that causes Trouble to teleport to your target, dealing massive area of effect damage and transforming it into a badass version.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that.
Restore its health and increase its damage for a set duration. The passives in the tree focus around synergy with...
Alright, let's see. So, bonus kinetic damage with weapons while our skill is active.
Minions and damage or cooldown reduction while the skill is active, and much more. The augments in this tree are pretty interesting as they can change the way the active skill works, both for the passive minion and the skill itself. It can change it to a dash attack, a kamikaze explosion, even a beast mode that makes it immune to damage while dealing more damage.
I don't know if I want to explode my panther, but that sounds hilarious.
Damage itself. There's another one that summons phase daggers to shoot at enemies, and a taunt to draw aggro. As with most of the
taunt could be really good.
Mix things up the most with things like marking enemies for more gun-focused playstyles, making illusions, or AoE ordnance damage. So if you like the idea of having your own familiar panther running around,
I like that a lot.
Ways to mix it up, this one's probably for you. The next
That's probably going to be where I'm going to start.
Seal, which is with the Dead Ringer active skill. For this one, we found it to be extremely strong.
This is where you choose the Spectre or the Reaper.
Making it a choice for myself so far. This is all about summoning phase clones for yourself. You can spawn up to 3 at a time, and when summoning them, you can choose to summon a Spectre, which acts as a stationary turret of yourself, or a Reaper, which can fly around with a giant scythe, draw aggro, and damage enemies.
Okay, that actually is sick. Maybe that's where I'll start.
Incredible for survivability and damage output when we played the preview, so I'm hoping they don't
get
nerfed.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
The passives in this tree are all about self-buffing and minion buffing, with a nice mix of the two, making for a more balanced approach on how you want to build.
Yeah.
Note that gun damage improvements are something
One of the questions I'll have, and something we see in Borderlands sometimes, is that summons and minions are either underpowered or overpowered, and I'll be very curious to see how that works with both of them in this game, because I want them to be on par with other abilities if at all possible. Like my first main in Borderlands 3 was Flak. I do love summoners as a general archetype in video games, and I just hate when it feels like my summons don't do anything and they're just there for like window dressing.
Always love to see in a skill tree, as you will be shooting a lot, and they have it here. The augments are largely what I would expect and want, with tweaks to the
this
minions,
is more for gun-focused gameplay.
From giving Spectres blast AoE damage, as well as buffing
summons as support.
Reapers,
Spirit Bomb looks sick.
Self-regeneration to literally summoning a Grim Reaper, and even upgrades for the clones to copy your own gun and more. This is
summon
a very fun
skill
tree, at least to me.
Did he show?
Finally, we have the Vex Collation.
Summoning a Grim Reaper sounds insane. Let's see if he actually showed. Yeah, Grim Reaper. Press and hold to spawn a Grim Reaper that drains nearby enemies, dealing status effect damage over time and restoring health for each enemy drained. When an enemy dies while being drained, there's a chance a new Reaper will be spawned. That's fire. That's a really good skill.
Gun and more. This is a very fun skill tree, at least to me. Finally, we have the Vex Collation skill tree for Incarnate. This is an AoE phase explosion that fully heals you and gives you access to Eldritch Blast. This will fire from your offhand.
This is a Warlock ability.
AoE, and gun damage will reduce its cooldown.
Okay,
the tree
Dungeons
has
and Dragons.
Focus on using your guns with a lot of passives for gun handling, crit damage, lifesteal, and more. The
lifesteal could be huge
by adjusting how parts of Incarnate work, such as changing the initial blast to a wave that passes through enemies, summoning and detonating soul orbs for damage or self-healing, auto-reloading your gun.
Yeah, having a healing class can be huge. If you're struggling,
all of the trees, the last augments have more standout effects, like removing Eldritch Blast's cooldown, instead causing it to consume your HP, or changing it to a charge-based skill, and even making it homing or AoE hazard dots. So Vex has a wide range of playstyles between these skill trees, with them being pretty distinct from one another.
If I was
share any questions or cool build.
If I was gonna rank them so far, I think I would go with the. Personally, I'm gonna run the Phase Familiar first, but I do like the Ringer tree as well, and then Incarnate would be last for me personally. However, the Lifesteal sounds very interesting. And again, if you're somebody who struggles with survivability, that's going to probably be an easy one. But I would imagine you'll ultimately do less damage. Now, things sometimes are broken, so who knows? I really hope the summons, the Familiar is awesome, and it does a bunch of damage, and especially when it changes into a badass. And the Ringer tree sounds like it's going to be the best overall, the most universally good. But again, I just want to summon that Panther, to be honest.
Possibilities you're speculating down below, and for now I'll leave you with some gameplay of Vex's skills in action.
Contraband. I wouldn't mind getting some of it back.
Reaper. There's 3 Reapers just going to town. They're not doing a lot of damage to this badass. He's watching it rock basically. Yeah, this is mostly gunplay. There we go, Spectre. So I wonder if you can get like some lifesteal with the Spectre. That would be big cheesy. Big trouble. that's funny. So when it's a badass, it turns from trouble into big trouble. Now we're melting enemies. This gun looks way better. Rush. Yeah, look at that. That's so sick. Trouble looks awesome.
I'm officially inspired.
This gameplay looks really good. I'm very excited about this. The homing grenade launchers are my favorite. That doesn't do a lot of damage.
Here at Arix Gaming, we're two friends who love to play.
All right, so that summarizes pretty much everything. So again, I think if we go through some of these lists, you'll see some pretty interesting skills overall, especially once you get to like farther on down. So you can command your beast mode a little bit better. You can trouble taunts enemies. This is one I'll be going for sure. Same thing with this, with the ringer tree. Once we get down here where we start getting to where the enemies are taunted by our summons, I think that's a huge advantage. So whenever Vex dodges, she creates a specter nearby and becomes invisible. Oh my goodness, my hunter mains in Destiny are gonna love Gasterbait. So that's actually sick. Yeah, I definitely think that there's a lot here that looks very, very promising. And the build potential sounds pretty insane, to be honest, especially with combined with weapons. We don't know the full scope of like the legendary weapons that will be available as well, and how some of these will interact with the way we use our abilities also. So just very exciting stuff in my personal opinion, and I am really looking forward to finally getting hands on. I can't wait to play this game, to be honest. It looks absolutely awesome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Like the video as always. Comment, subscribe. Let me know, are you going to be a Vex main just like me, or is there another character that's already caught your eye? Which Vault Hunter are you going to be starting with? Let me know in the comments. My name is JoPa. Have a good one. I'll catch you all later.